وكف المصطفى كالورد ينادي الله الله وعطرها يبقى إذا مست أيادي الله الله وكف المصطفى كالورد ينادي الله الله وعطرها يبقى إذا مست.
You know, it's not Ramadan that's messing up, it's probably you that's messing you up.
وعم نوالها كل العباد وعم نوالها
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. You know the saying, get your priorities checked? When Allah gifts us with Ramadan, when Ramadan comes, we have to choose our priorities like crazy.
كالهادي حبيب الله.
If you had the ability to go check back on your screen time, bro, you would have so much more time than you think, and you have a lot more time during Ramadan. Trust me, you can fit everything in. So how do we prioritize a day, right? It's like, how do we make sure that we don't even waste our day during Ramadan? How do we make sure we hit all our tasks? Like, we don't skip the gym, so we can still like practice our deen. We can hit the gym, we can do our side hustles, we can do our schoolwork, and we still have family time to take care of, and then we have, of course, ibadah. We have so much stuff. How do we do that?
أتيت وقد توزعت الهدايا وحملت الرحال على المطايا عبيدك يا إله الناس غاو وليس.
So before we go into this, we have to first figure out what is our Niyah and what is our intention. And this is step one. This is super important. We have to make sure that our daily routine, and we have to make sure that our goals that we set for this year, which we will take to create an ideal daily routine, we have to make sure all of this is for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jal. Like, if our intentions are not for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this could be considered shirk. That is quite scary because that is the worst of sin. So this is why I want you guys to take it seriously. If you guys have a journal, or if you have a notes app or Google Docs, write down, are my goals and is my daily routine really for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Is my life mission really for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And really make sure that your Niyah is on point. Once you've done that, let's move on to the next step.
يا نسمة الصبح الأثير تكلمي واروي حديثا مفعما بتنعمي.
Okay, so for the ingredient list, we need a journal, we need a pen, and we need your brain so we can create our ideal minimum checklist. So what is a daily minimum checklist that I was talking about? First, we have to understand, just because it's Ramadan, that doesn't mean we have the excuse of skipping the gym or doing our side hustles. It just means that we have to prioritize Islam even more, which we should already be doing outside of Ramadan. So what a minimum checklist is basically the things we do outside of, let's say, Islam, like directly, is, for example, going to the gym or working on side hustles. Things that are not directly ibadah, but again, we can get into the conversation as well, because doing something for the sake of Allah, like going to the gym and taking care of your body, could be a form of ibadah. Let's say, for the sake of the video, this is something that's kind of outside of Islam, like going to the gym and stuff like that. A lot of people skip the gym when it comes to Ramadan because they think they're too tired or stuff like that. So what we do with a minimum checklist is, so we still have to go to the gym, but we have to go for the most minimum time possible with the most benefit. For example, scientifically proven, you need to hit your muscle groups 2 times a week in order to actually see some growth. And that doesn't mean we have to be in the gym for 1 hour, 2 hours, even 3 hours. We don't have to do that. Rather, we can go for a quick 30-minute session, hit the most important muscle groups, and still see some optimal growth, or at least maintain the muscle we have. So for step 2, what I want you to do is create a minimum checklist. So of course, my goal with Ramadan is to get the closest as I can with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that doesn't mean I can't skip the gym. So for me, my minimum checklist for my gym will be go to the gym 4 times a week and do cardio the other days. And also go for 30 minutes a day. Okay, that's all I have to do. It's 30 minutes a day. And when it comes to my schoolwork and my other work, this is where the minimum checklist also comes in. Please do this with me. So if you're a student right now, you might be asking me, how can I focus on becoming the best Muslim if I'm doing schoolwork? We still have to get our work done, but we do the minimum checklist. In terms of schoolwork, realistically, we don't need more than 2 hours of study, because if you switch to deep mode work hours, for example, working in deep flow blocks, we can get most of our day's work done in about 2 hours. This video explains it perfectly by Brother Muad. Go check it out right now. So after I'm done my 30 minutes of gym and my few hours of work, I can focus the rest of my attention towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that is it for step 2. We have to create a daily minimum checklist where basically we have to do the stuff outside of direct ibadah, for example, going to the gym, doing schoolwork, or doing any other work. So this is why I'm switching my workouts to 30 minutes for 4 days a week, because I can still grow my muscle and hit my gym goals while still the gym not taking that much of my day. Or I can focus on YouTube as well as focusing on school the least amount of time possible while still finishing all my work, so I can focus that time towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
يا رفيق الدرب إني أذكر الفضل وحسني يا رفيق الدرب إني أذكر الفضل وحسني
Okay, so now we get to the main part. How do we actually create a routine? So what I want you to do is open up Google Calendar, okay? I recommend Google Calendar because it's by far the best daily planner. It's accessible to every single app, every single device. It's the best planner out there. So open up Google Calendar, or if you have like a physical planner, you can use something like this. This is a journal, but you know what I mean. So open up Google Calendar and let's actually start creating our daily routine for Ramadan. Of course, what I show you is not going to be the same as yours, but I want you to really follow what I say here. Remember the minimum checklist. Figure out the least amount of time needed to finish your tasks. First, we plot down all the 5 salahs, all the 5 mandatory salahs. Those are times we cannot change. When it's time for salah, we must pray. So it depends on when you have classes as well, when you have to go to university or college. So put down all the times you cannot change. So once you have the times you cannot change, the open times you do have, that's when you fill up and quickly finish up your work. So if you have class from 10, you're gonna have time from Fajr to 10. So don't sleep after Fajr and go straight to the gym, 30 minutes in the gym, or do a quick workout, 30 minutes, and then go ahead and get your 1 to 2 hours of work done before class even starts. If you have actual full-time or part-time work, again, plot that down because those are times you cannot change. And the times you have open, that's when you take and prioritize that time to quickly finish your task. So you have the rest of the day just focus on Allah. So for the gym timing, I recommend right after Suhoor and Fajr and some morning ibadah, right after that for 30 minutes. That's very simple. Or if you have class in the morning at around 8 o'clock, I think you still have time for gym. But let's say you have class in the morning, then I recommend going right after iftar. And if you definitely eat a heavy iftar, you cannot move. It's really hard to move. So I recommend eating light iftar and going straight to the gym after iftar, before tarawih and before isha. So then when you come back, you can go ahead and take a quick shower, make wudu, and go pray tarawih and isha at the masjid. Remember, it's only 30 minutes of working out. So we have to prioritize what's more important, which is getting closer to Allah. So we have to finish our other tasks quick as possible so we can just prioritize Allah and get closer to Allah this Ramadan. So next on my checklist is schoolwork. What I want to do for schoolwork is first, I have to finish any required assignments. Right? I have to finich assignments first because those are being marked. If you really go into deep flow work, you'll be able to finish any assignment pretty much in 2 hours, unless a huge 10,000 word paper. But trust me, deep flow mode is insane. But how do we get into deep flow mode? Well, first of all, scientists say that we need around 25 minutes of no distraction until we get into actual deep flow mode. We have to go and just stay focused for 25 minutes. Your mind's gonna be going everywhere. That's fine. That's normal. After 25 minutes or near 25 minutes, that's when you get into active deep flow mode. And that's when you can work for an hour or an hour and a half and get a lot of work done. So I put down 2 hours for my school block. So for YouTube, I figured out that I need around 3 to 5 hours per day minimum to come up with ideas, to script a video, to record a video, and to edit and publish one video, right? I need around 3 to 5 hours per day minimum. So after that's done, I have schoolwork, that's done. I have gym already in the morning, that's done. What else do I have? Islam. And now I can really focus on Islam. So just to recap, that's how you create your daily checklist. What you do is you have a blank Google Calendar, plot all the things that for the times you cannot change. For example, uni classes, for example, all the 5 salahs, and anything else you have that you cannot change the time. With the open times available, you get into deep flow mode, meaning you can do the least amount of time possible and still get those tasks done. For me, the gym is going to be 30 minutes a day. For me, schoolwork is going to be 1 hour or 2 hours of deep flow work. And for me, the minimum time for YouTube is going to be 2 to 5 hours, again, in deep flow work. So if you count all of that up, that's around 7 to 8 hours of stuff that's outside of Islam, and I still have around 8 hours left per day to just focus on Islam. And that's the beauty of it. So again, Allah gets us to prioritize in Ramadan the most, and this is when we actually understand, okay, this is more important, this more important. To get closer to Allah, let's get the other work out the way and spend the rest of our time reading Quran, watching podcasts, Islamic podcasts, and learning, taking notes, learning about the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, watching the seerah, learning about the Salaf. There's so much stuff we can do. But that is a general basis on how we can structure our day. So, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.